New chapter for TNT. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
Man is it in your hand? PNM is the plan. Red and ready, hold it steady. PNM, we are one.
A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all. Let's answer when we call. CRT.
With ear that go rock, he always vibrant and he's strong, energetic and he young,
CRT. When I hear it, I didn't believe it. I went and checked it. They say he wears it.
We have a new leader, he's strong with real power. The best in Trinidad, tell them great faces so.
CRT. A man with energy, always
Moruga Timberland, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Moruga Timberland, good night. Trinidad and Tobago, good night. To all of those up on stage with me tonight, I was correcting the program as I looked at it, and the corrections were as follows. To the next member of Parliament for Moruga Timberland, not the candidate, Lisa Atwater. To the next member of Parliament for Laventille West, not the candidate, Kareem Marcel. To the returning member of Parliament for La Hoqueta, Talparo, Foster Cummings. To our Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Fisheries, Avinash Singh. All party officers are acknowledged. There are many down here in Moruga Timberland tonight. But you would permit me, because I think I've earned it, the liberty of singling someone out for special mention tonight. And I want to ask you to join me as I, as the chairman of the People's National Movement, single out a lady who has led the charge in Moruga Timberland, bringing life back to the PNM down here, making the trek every single week, almost every day, leading us into battle to bring home the seat for the People's National Movement. Minister Paula Gopi Schoon. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you see, citizens, that is just a cross-section of the quality that the People's National Movement brings to the table of Trinidad and Tobago. But we have a serious decision to make on the 28th of April, and it is literally a few weeks ago. It is a few weeks ago we started this journey, but we have 1 week to go to bring it home. And on the 28th of April, I am respectfully asking every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago who wants a unified Trinidad and Tobago, who wants a Trinidad and Tobago that is going to build and write a new chapter, take this country in a new direction, to join with the People's National Movement, because you have a choice to make. And tonight is about why you must make that choice for the People's National Movement to continue leading Trinidad and Tobago. Ask yourself this question: who would you like to fight for you. Who would you like to fight for Trinidad and Tobago? Do you want a young, vibrant, energetic, intelligent, innovative fighter who will not give up? Do you want someone who will walk with you, who will come to Moruga table and walk with you? Go to La Hoqueta Talparo, walk with you. Go to Charlottesville, walk with you. Go anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago, walk with you. Up in Lavantil, down in Port of Spain, Indigo Martin. Go to San Fernando and walk with you. Go to Point Fortin and walk with you. What type of leader does Trinidad and Tobago want? Do you want somebody who is honest? Do you want somebody you know you could trust when you go to sleep at night and know that that person and that team are planning for a better Trinidad and Tobago as opposed to looking to steal from the treasury? If that is what you want, there is one choice on the 28th of April. On the 28th of April, you choose Team P&M. Citizens are asking, our citizens are asking, and justifiably so, I understand the concern, I understand the conversation. What change you're talking about in the P&M? They are asking the question, but weren't you there for 9.5 years? Aren't you part of the P&M that governed for the last 9.5, almost 10 years? The answer is yes. Taking this country through very unstable times, coming in to meet an empty treasury, coming in to meet this decimated energy sector, facing COVID, facing all of the difficulties we face. The answer is yes. And the answer is as simple as this when they ask, what is new? What change will you bring? How do we know that you are different? When you're in charge, you're in charge. When you have to make the decisions, you make the decisions. Every household, every school, every fire station, every police station, every business in Trinidad and Tobago, there comes a point when you have a new leader, and the successful ones are the ones who have planned a proper succession. The successful businesses are the ones where the leaders have gotten the experience, the way Foster has, Nian has, and the other young people around the table, Randall, Faris. We've learned amongst people like Paula, Colum, Dr. Rowley, and the answer is, I am in charge with a brilliant team, and we will lead Trinidad and Tobago through the instability. Citizens, you compare this, which is on offer, every night when the P&M is out on the streets, as Foster says, going from door to door, all the way from Charlottesville, Speyside, come down to Icacos. You look at the quality of the 41 candidates, some of whom we have right here with us tonight, and this is the comparison. Kamla and the UNC are allergic to the truth. They just don't know how to tell the truth. Foster spoke a short while ago about them stealing. Tonight, Foster came here to Moruga Tableon to join with you, to bring his knowledge, his energy, his vibrancy, and his message to you in Moruga Tableon. You know where the UNC are? They're in La Hoqueta Talparo, leading a losing battle. But you know what's worse than that? This document, the P&M this week launched its manifesto. When you're in opposition for 10 years, you have nothing to do. Okay, so we went on a platform in San Fernando and all over, decimating your financial plan to take us to the IMF and to devalue the dollar. So you're going back to square one. when they're asking you your plan about the finance, where you getting money from, up to today, I have a plan, but you can't tell us the plan. Let me tell you how bad they are tonight. Tonight, on the UNC web page that we know coming out of Jamaica, on that page, the UNC still hasn't launched their manifesto, but you know what language they use? We are coming with a bold vision. What's the PNM's manifesto? A bold new chapter. They're even trying to thief the language we use. But, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that is another warning to you. Because you remember when Kamala Persad-Bissessar was writing a letter of congratulations to Joe Biden? Kamala Persad-Bissessar plagiarized, which means, as Lisa will tell you, thief the whole letter that Keir Starmer wrote to Joe Biden. That is the UNC. They cannot even come up with their own ideas. They wanted manifesto. The country wanted a manifesto. The PNM give you a manifesto. Don't try to steal it. But if you're stealing it, they say that imitation is the best form of flattery. And you could never reach a PNM standard. My message to PNM tonight and to Trinidad and Tobago, we are less than 10 days away from a general election. We have to stay focused. The next week, and let me warn you what's going to take place over the next week, starting with tomorrow. The UNC and its elements are going to step up their misinformation campaign. They are going to use everything at their fingertips to try and bring misinformation and to mislead the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Starting tomorrow, watch. Remember I told you this here tonight from Moruga table on. From tomorrow they will start. They will come with false and fake polls. You know why? Because exactly as Foster said, the PNM's timing and strategy is working. You are seeing once again the PNM's movement and the trajectory is moving like this upwards to a victory on the 28th of April. And that is because your leadership knows what it's doing. Your leadership is strategic. Timing is critical. But my warning is you must stay focused over the next week. We saw their early shots. Yellow is the code, but as Foster said, red is the word. So rock so with yellow is the code. The misinformation and the negativity they're going to pump from tomorrow. As I told you, they come in with a false poll to try and fool the country and fool PNM and fool people who want to associate with us as winners, that all of a sudden they're going somewhere. Well, let me tell you tonight, from this platform, I am telling Trinidad and Tobago, and I am telling you, the People's National Movement, that I saw our latest poll, our scientific poll, and I know why they're reacting that way tomorrow in the newspapers, later in the week in UE, and all over the place. Because you know what our poll says? Our poll says the UNC is under pressure in Sawa Barataria, in Chaguanas East, in Mayaro, in Camuto Manzanilla. The UNC are on the back foot in those seats that they hold. Sawa Barataria, Camuto Manzanilla, Mayaro, Chaguanas East, and some of the other seats that they hold, but those that I call. And you know what's the sweetest about all? You know what's the sweetest part of it all? You know what the poll saying? That once you stay focused, Moruga Tableland is with the PNM. It is ours. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. They have given up. Bring it home. Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM team, the new chapter. We are the winners because we will write that new chapter together with you. So stay focused over the next week. Stay focused, ignore their lies, turn off your radio, turn off your TV. But you're seeing the momentum picking up. You're seeing the youth are saying, you know what? We're going to give them, meaning the PNM, Stuart and Foster and Kareem and Lisa and all of the PNM a chance because they have faith and trust in us. Let me tell you all something. If it is one thing you should know about me right now, is I could fight. And I will fight for Trinidad and Tobago. I will fight for Moruga Tableland. I will fight for La Horquetta Talparo. I'll fight Tobago East, fight for Tobago West, fight for Laventille, fight for Port of Spain, fight for Diego Martin. We're going to bring home Sawa Barataria. We will fight Mayaro, Kamuto Manzanilla, and Sandy Grande in the bag as well. We will fight for Trinidad and Tobago without stealing from the treasury like them. You're seeing these signs. Let me tell you what's going on with them. Because they like to pretend they know what's going on with us, which they don't. San Fernando West, they melt down. Candidate crying, they melt down in San Fernando West. They want to give up in San Fernando West because Faris put in a licking on them. Tuna Puna. Well, Ford, you're not only on board, you're bringing it home because let me tell you, the candidate for Tuna Puna, he gone. He sit down nice. He feel looking good. Sit down on a step. He telling us, him. You know what a community center is for? A community. Nice. So that is what you put in forward. That is what you put in forward, that a community center is for a community. What else it could be for? But that is the type of candidate being offered in Tuna Puna. Well, in Grandi, the candidate in Grandi can't even talk properly. But hear him last night, because you know, when they become desperate, it's always a reversion to race. So last night, or whenever it was, the candidate in Grandi going up on the stage and talking about the Prime Minister and saying the Prime Minister is a Chinese, run the Chinese out of town. Well, partner, you had to come better than that. Because you see in Trinidad and Tobago and the PNM, they love the Chinese. And furthermore, you know, the old people teach you something. They teach you plenty things, but the old people say, look at the young and innocent children and see how they interact and how they react to people. Because young and innocent children know what is right and they know what is wrong instinctively. I had to tell everyone here tonight that everywhere I go in Trinidad and Tobago over the last 2 weeks, the young children are the ones leading the charge, saying, look PM Stuarty, and showing the love and respect. So citizens, PNM family and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, tonight I ask you to join us. Join this young, vibrant, intelligent, energetic, and experienced PNM team that has shown not only can we run the country properly, but that we will take this country through the turbulent waters that we are currently in. Because you see, globally, things are difficult. Globally, you're seeing what is taking place. But I want to tell you all, when they ask what we bring to the table, I have been Prime Minister for 4 weeks. We know that one of the problems we have been facing since 2014, when the UNC messed up our Forex allocation, is Forex. Well, yesterday you would have seen an announcement in that short period of time the cabinet that I lead have come up with an innovative way to deal with Forex for small and medium-sized businesses in just 4 weeks. Give me 5 years and I'll show you what we could do. What we've also done yesterday, you remember 2 weeks ago or so, I went before the country, before the world, to make an announcement at the office of the Prime Minister and to talk about the cancellation of our OFAC license for Dragon, right? And as usual, the naysayers jump up and they're rejoicing and they're happy and they say, Dragon dead and that Dragon dead, and how many times they tell us Dragon dead. What did I say? I said, stay calm. It is a hurdle in the road. Don't worry. And I went to Point Fortin, and that night, what did I say? I said this. I say, you give me the mandate, and I will fight, I will fight, I will fight for Trinidad and Tobago. Look at what happened yesterday, and I ain't hearing a whisper. Yesterday, I had, because I was working on it, because you see me, I am not deterred. I never panic, I never get worried and give up a fight. I continue doing what I've been doing for Trinidad and Tobago for the last 9.5 years. You hit me a hurdle here, I'll find a way this way, I'll find a way that way, all within the law. I wanted to see how the same media and people who want to say on front page, Dragon Dead report what happened yesterday. I didn't use my language. I specifically decided to use the language of the Secretary of State of the United States of America, Marco Rubio. Yesterday, I had a phone call with him as he was returning from Paris. And you saw his language where he said, they will work with Young and they will find a way for Young and Trinidad and Tobago to get the energy security that we want. I want you to just look at this. Just this part of it, this quote from what they said, meaning what the Secretary of State said in his statement. Give me 1 second. Quote, the Secretary recognized the strategic importance of Trinidad and Tobago's energy initiatives and, listen to this, not my language, Young's effective leadership in this area. So Trinidad and Tobago, you have a choice to make. You have to decide on the 28th of April who is going to lead this country and take us forward in difficult times ahead. Tonight, I want to spend a few moments talking about the PNM's plans. Moruga, you have a special place in the PNM. There were 2 programs and policy programs launched here in Moruga by the PNM at 2 different periods of time. In 2002, a Patrick Manning-led government, a PNM government, came to Moruga in July 2002 to launch the CPEP program. That was launched right here in Moruga. And that program was developed to help our more vulnerable in society. Because you see, we do care and we do things to always make sure we look after the most vulnerable. Don't listen to them on the other side who will bankrupt us. Secondly, under a Keith Rowley Prime Minister Rowley government, in 2015 to 2020, we developed a program and launched it right here. And on one of my walks through Moruga, I saw the benefit of it, where persons were living in circumstances that we couldn't stomach it as a PNM cabinet. The Prime Minister Rowley came down here, saw the board houses that people were living in, came back, and we took a decision that's unacceptable under PNM government. We will find the money somewhere, and we started the HVIP program right here in Moruga. Well done, Moruga. I give you the assurance tonight that as part of our continued program, we will continue with not only those two programs and more HVIP houses in Moruga, but these are some of the things we're going to do. You would have heard me speak about HDC communities. That's not for Moruga. We're going to find the HVIP houses for Moruga and other things. This is important for every HDC community, and I ask for a list of all of them. The PNM's policy written down in our manifesto now is that in each HDC community, you are going to do the work, because we're going to make sure that the procurement laws, local content, is that the community does the work, the maintaining, the upgrading, the painting, the cleaning, and the upgrade and repairs in every single HDC community. That is for the people living there. So Harding Place in Cocorite, Powder Magazine, Beverly Hills, Plaisance Terrace, in La Horquetta, the roof work, Clifton Towers, Irving Lane, St. Joseph Road, Beetham Gardens, Shafford Court, Bath Street, Mango Rose, St. Francois Valley Road, Hawaii Lands, Harp Place, George Street, Nelson Street, Duncan Street, Corinth Hills, Corinth Close in San Fernando, Lady Hills in Embarcadero, Kane Street in San Fernando, Monrepo in San Fernando, Olera Heights in San Fernando, Pleasantville, Cypress Gardens in Couva. We're going street to street, June Street, Jennifer Street, and plenty other streets. Eden Gardens, Almond Drive in Mova, Paradise Heights in Mova, Ramdial Mahabia Lands in Mova, Hirondale Street, Las Alturas, Trumakai, Orapuch Gardens, Greenvale in La Horquetta Talparo, Maloney Gardens in Maloney, and every single HCC community across Trinidad. You will be employed, you will be given the opportunity under PNM government. You will deliver in your community, getting the money so you can spend it in your community, making sure our young men and women are looked after with employment and pride as you bring your homes back to a proper standard. That's not all. In the HDC communities, it's here in our manifesto. It is here in black and white, or red, black and white. We are also in HDC communities going to start child care centers, homework centers across the length and breadth of all HDC communities. This is how a responsible government looks after its citizens. They don't come and throw things at you as though we are some sort of people begging for a laptop and begging for baby milk and these types of things. I've also spoken about what we're going to do with food cards and the grant systems. That's not for tonight. But Moruga Table On, you are going to get your fair share. Our young people, our youth. When I am fighting for Trinidad and Tobago, I always have three categories of people in mind, and forgive me for being biased. The first are our young children, because everywhere I go and I look at them, I worry about their future. Every time I have been fighting whether it be to get back the money that they stole and gave to OAS, that $970 million, or whether it is to get $38 billion for Trinidad and Tobago from oil and gas companies. I fight for the young children, I fight for our youth, and I fight for our senior citizens. Because the rest of us are able-bodied and we'll make our way. In this manifesto, we focus heavily on our youth. Tonight, I just want to touch very briefly on some of the things we're going to do in education to show you what the PNM is doing. We don't come on a platform and talk loosely and empty words. You wanted a manifesto? You get 180 pages of PNM policy and manifesto like that, as Chinua just said. We are going to reform our education system. Digital and technological integration is going to become a key component, using the technology for our children who learn better. We're going to introduce and make sure that children in Moruga, Lisa, all the way up to Port of Spain, Diego Martin in La Joqueta, whereas Foster announced we're going to build a brand new school in La Joqueta for the first time. We're going to make sure in Tobago as well. Our children are going to be taught financial literacy and entrepreneurship, because the world has changed. We are going to teach our children how to save, how to invest, and how to start their own business from a young age. But we're also going to marry that with targeted funding for youth entrepreneurs. So we're going to teach you about it. If you could come up with the right ideas that could become successful, we are going to help you to make it a reality. We're going to introduce civics integrity and active citizenship education, because we recognize that our children need that grounding. We will provide it because our PNM government cares and always uses education. We are going to expand. We recognize that not everybody is academically inclined. So whilst Foster may have been in school, he better than me at math and English under Lisa, Kareem better than me at science, I am going to have the opportunity under a new PNM government that you're going to put into office on the 28th of April to learn tech voc everywhere. I'm going to learn plumbing. I'm going to learn masonry. I'm going to learn joinery. I'm going to learn electricity and how to be an electrician. We will focus on that. They shut down the youth camps. Foster and his ministry have been fighting to reopen them because that is PNM policy, that no young person must be left behind. And that is the promise that we make as the next PNM government. Look here, page 71 of the manifesto. We're going to have student wellness and psychosocial support because we recognize our young people now exposed to social media, all sorts of different things we didn't have when we were growing up, need that support. They need people to talk to. They need people who could guide them, provide them with assistance. Children now who have things like ADHD and other neurological different ways of learning, we will help there as a government, a PNM government, and make sure you have that support. We're going to expand after school enrichment programs, sport, homework centers. This is what our PNM government is going to do. Tonight, I don't have much time to go through everything we're going to do, but youth, young people, what you need to understand, parents, grandparents, this PNM government is sticking to its principles, the Eric Williams policy and principles on education, and you will see what we're looking to do there is modernize the education system to cater not only for the young children, but for our youth. The Ministry of Youth Development and National Services are going to get more priority of money and funds because we have seen how successful that program is to give our young people, our young citizens, the opportunity to learn, whether it be heavy machinery, whether it be shade house programs, the YAP programs, all of these programs, the CCC, the MyLab programs. We are going to put more resources there to ensure that no youth, no young citizen who wants to better himself or herself is left behind. The success has to be for everyone. We recognize again that our youth and our young citizens, apart from employment, they want to know where they're going to live. They want to know where they're going to be able to find a home to start their families. This manifesto, the PNM manifesto, Team PNM, has already committed to 3,000 lots of land as a start for our young cadre of young professionals. This week, Minister of Housing, Adrian Leonce, spoke about another program where we're going to commit to lower income housing for those who are just above minimum wage. We are not going to leave anybody behind. Young people, we are committed to you. You have a PNM government that is focused and puts in its manifesto in our red. We are going to expand equitable land access for our citizens, meaning more title land for citizens through long-term leases, first-time homeowners, land grants, agriculture, heritage, tourism land allocation, and cooperative land use schemes. We intend to empower our citizens to become landowners. That is PNM policy. I was going to speak about agriculture, but I think you've heard enough about agriculture tonight. When you look at our manifesto Moruga table on, you will see, as Lisa said, we have specific policy inside of here for you in Moruga. We recognize that agriculture too is going to be modernized. I want the PNM government that will come in office on the 29th of April is going to modernize by a virtual marketplace that farmers just sign up to the marketplace. You don't need to worry about who is going to buy your produce. There will be somebody on the other side of that virtual marketplace, a grocery, a restaurant, a hotel, a personal person, someone who wants to export, to take your produce and to pay you. No wastage. Our energy sector is in a good place and we are expanding it. We will continue to focus on that area whilst we diversify the economy with things like maritime, other areas of tourism. This bold new chapter, this manifesto of 180 pages is the next vision for Trinidad and Tobago, not a makeup side. So citizens, tonight, Lisa has obviously for a while been looking at PNM styles. Because you see, every PNM speaker has a different style on a platform. My good partner there, Foster. Foster developed a style as the MP for La Joqueta Talparo. Every time Foster spoke on a platform and Prime Minister Rowley was there, Foster would say, well, you know, in La Joqueta Talparo, we need this done, and I want a library, I want a new pool, and you would literally put that one time on the Prime Minister. Lisa, I come down all the way to Moruga table on, because I love you. I love Moruga table on. and I stand up there, and I sit down there, and I listen to Lisa. Moruga Tableon, I want to tell you, you only have one choice on the 28th of April. The choice for Moruga Tableon that we already counting, and you have to bring it home by working hard over the next week, is Lisa Atwater for the People's National Movement. That is who is going to be the next MP in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Lisa Atwater for Moruga Tableon. And as your Prime Minister, Lisa has shown me tonight she is a powerful advocate. The next time she's not sitting on the same table as Foster, putting her on that side. Moruga Tableon, I have heard your incoming MP ask and advocate very strongly for a new fire. I heard the fire station, for a new fire station and a healthcare center. You put Lisa in office, and you put this PNM government back in office. And on the 29th of April, a cabinet that I will be honored to appoint and lead from the 29th of April for Trinidad and Tobago will give active consideration to a fire station and a new health center for Moruga Tableon. But a warning every PNM speaker between now and the 28th of April, when I sitting on a platform with you, that ain't giving you liberty to do what Lisa and Foster's do. All right? Trinidad and Tobago, I am concerned as someone who loves this country, has always loved this country, because this country has been good to me. This country has been good to my family. This country has been good to my family. Because you see, in the 1940s, my grandfather left China and came to Trinidad. And he set up here in the late 1940s, brought my grandmother from China and started his family here in Trinidad and Tobago. And on my mother's side, they came from India and they came to Trinidad and Tobago and they started here. And like all of us in this room, Trinidad and Tobago has been good to me. Successive PNM governments and their policies have been good to me. So tonight, I ask every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago who really cares about Trinidad and Tobago, think very carefully. Today is the 19th. We go to the polls on the 28th. You have a choice to make. First choice, to vote. Second choice, choose very carefully who's going to lead this country come the 29th of April. And I am warning Trinidad and Tobago. I am warning Trinidad and Tobago. People who are part of the problem can never be part of the solution. People who have shown they are unworthy could never be part of the solution. Coalition governments of 1986 and of 2015 have taken this country to the brink. Do not gamble with our children's lives. Do not gamble with your grandchildren's lives. Do not gamble with the public services life. Do not gamble with Trinidad and Tobago's life. On the 28th of April, go into that ballot box and stamp your X next to the Balize to save Trinidad and Tobago. Give me, and give this team the mandate. Give us the mandate to fight for Trinidad and Tobago. Give us the mandate to protect Trinidad and Tobago. Give me the mandate, and I will fight. I will fight for Trinidad and Tobago. And on the 28th of April, join us all at Balize House across the country from Tobago to Trinidad, and let us join, saying we've saved Trinidad and Tobago. Let us take us in a new direction. Let us write a new chapter together as one, as we say, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
Moruga!
It's a movement, we all in together, not just so one, my sister, my brother.
This is a new chapter. Join us on the road to victory. On Tuesday, April 22nd, St. Joseph, the People's National Movement will be having a public meeting at Nyabingi's Bar. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.